Hey, uh, I'm trying a new selfie stick, y'all. It's crazy. Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I gotta learn to look into that camera. I'm using a different phone. You know what? It may work if I bring it here a little bit better. What's good, everybody? What's going on? All right. As I say, everybody, y'all gonna have to deal with me because I'm doing this full time now. So in between readings, meditations, I'm gonna be editing videos and coming to you guys with a little bit of knowledge and stuff, just sharing some of the stuff I do in my daytime now that I'm full time doing this. Uh, and I want to talk to you guys about this book that I've been reading. I've been reading the book for a while now. It's been about 5 months. Hey, Empress J Boss, thank you. I've been reading the book for about 5 months, but I haven't had a chance to really sit down and read it due to working in sales and readings and everything. And now that I got a little more time, I'm gonna finish up. I'm on chapter 6 of this book right now. And just by reading it, I came across something that was said. Now y'all gonna have to help me out here now, cause I ain't the best damn reader on the planet as far as out loud, I will admit. It's been dyslexic for a long time, but I'm good at what I do, so y'all gotta deal with that. But the book I'm reading, the book I've been reading is called Drawing Down the Spirits. And this book, it's a great book. I love it. It's detailed, accurate. I recommend it for you guys who like to be mounted by a spirit. Me personally, I don't believe in getting mounted by spirits, but that's a part of this spiritual world that we're in. Some people, some spiritual advisors, some spiritualists, they get mounted by spirits and things like that. It typically happens around bimbes, from my experience, around parties, for bonfires. Because think about how when the Indians, the Cherokees, Navajos, all them guys, you see them doing the rain dance, or they hopping on one foot around the fire, or you go into a ceremony where everybody's catching the Holy Ghost and all that. That's considered mounting, being mounted by a spirit, becoming that horse for that spirit. So I'm going to read a little bit out of this book right here. This is chapter 6. Chapter 6 in this book here is On the Nature of Spirits. That's the chapter 6, On the Nature of Spirits. And I just came to the top of this page, on page 103 of this book, and it says the spirit world. Now, keep in mind, this thing is talking about the spirit world, and I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of insight. I ain't going to be too long. So it says the spirit world. I marked it. Believe it or not, my glasses are in the shop. I do wear glasses. It said, and I want to read this right here, and just I want you guys to really think about and remember. And before I get into, remember how I tell you that one spiritual religious system feel they own it all, and that every other spiritual system is wrong. This is why you need to sit up here and dive in a book, expand your mind for all disciplines of spirituality all over the world, from all over the world, because this is a pot that we share. You know, during the building of the Temple of Babylon, if I want to quote the Bible, they split up our tongues and our work so that we couldn't get to that higher heights. That's all these religious and ideologies are. They split them up so that we'll keep warring and fighting each other, and nothing can ever come. Oh, because you don't sacrifice that way, you're doing it wrong, and your God won't hear you, but yet that person is doing quite well in their life for doing it the way that they're doing it, vice versa. You know, so I want to read this right here, and I just love it. It says, the chapter is called The Spirit World. It say, if the spirits are not just hallucinations, visions, or symbols, then nor are the worlds from which they originate. Come on now. And I wanted to put that there. If the spirits are not, you know, they said if the spirits are not just hallucinations, visions, or symbols, then nor are the worlds from whence they originate. I mean, that can be put down into so many places. For people to sit out there and say, oh, your God is fake, your deity is fake, oh, who you worship is wrong. You know, this is bullshit. If it can be thought and imagined in your mind, if spirit puts that vision in your head and they lay it on your heart to communicate with whatever entity, deity, or apparition that's coming to you, then that is just as real as a tried and tested religious authority. I mean, come on. Let's be real. Out here on YouTube land, we go through so much of people picking apart each other, trying to say this person is fake, that person is not authentic, that person's gift comes from the devil. I've heard that shit. Serious? I thought the devil don't exist. He's in Christianity. We in something totally different, where the devil is an aspect of life. And I'll tell you something else. The devil been getting the raw deal for a long time. The real demon is somebody else. But you got to go into the Kabbalah. And I'm going to talk about him, trust me. You got to go into the Kabbalah to see who that guy is. Where they always say, oh, the devil made me do it. And the devil, and they're like, man, the devil ain't do that shit. That was another angel. And I go into that. I mean, y'all got to understand this spirituality is vast. I mean, the devil is not the bad guy. Nor is the devil making you do shit. That's the nemesis, to which in Kabbalah you can't even mention his name. It's just that bad to mention his name. And some of our great actors are named after him. Some of our great family members are named after him. But I'll break that down a little bit, as since I got more time, I can educate and teach a little bit more. But yeah, back to this here book that I'm reading. This is a damn good book too. So it says, if the spirits are not just hallucinations, visions, or symbols, then nor are the worlds from which they originate. Based upon our experience and the experience of many other spiritual workers, past and present, we believe that Asgard is as real as Albania, and Tartarus as real as, if slightly more unpleasant than, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They are not just nebulous conglomerates of astral stuff that we can shape just by concentrating hard, nor are they interior landscapes or reflections of our subconscious. People, and I wanted to read this, and I'm gonna like take a screenshot of this chapter, this paragraph, and post it on my Instagram. But listen, I'm reading you guys this to try to free your mind from the conditioning of various religious organizations. If it can be imagined, then it is just as real. The only thing that makes what you imagine real to you and the world is when you add those 5 senses to it. And here it is. This is a form of magic that I was taught by my grandma. So the mind, let's go into psychology for a minute. The mind cannot distinguish from what's real and fake. It's only until you put those senses to it that it becomes something viable. You have sound, you have sight, touch, taste. I think it's sight, touch, taste. It's a couple more. I'm losing it right now. But if you put those to everything you imagine and visualize, it becomes just as real. So you imagine that there's a ghost in your house, an apparition. You imagine that you're talking to Jesus Christ. You imagine that you're talking to an archangel. You imagine that you're talking to a demon, whatever swing your way. It's not until you hear that voice, till you feel that energy, till you smell that sulfur or that jasmine or that rose, before your brain say, okay, this is a real thing. But various spiritual systems out there and people out there, and not calling out nothing, not throwing no shade, people sit out there and say, oh, that's wrong. You can't do that because you're not ordained as a minister to talk to God. You're not ordained as a priest to talk to a spirit. You're not ordained as anybody to do anything. Bullshit. Because nobody holds this up here but you. Spiritually, you control this. You can think about something, manifest it, and come into pass. You really don't need to talk to nobody. That's why the Catholics and the Protestants started fighting all these years. One say, hey, you can't talk to the Father. I mean, you can't talk to God without coming to the Father. The Protestants sit down and say, hey, why the fuck do I need them? I can go in my closet and he can hear me just as well. Oh, that's wrong. You're bad. Let's go to war for billions of years. And that's what this religious game is coming to, everybody. Everybody fighting over who has the connection and the key. And I'm gonna tell you, you know who has the connection and the key to my book? And y'all may call me crazy. Y'all may say, man, you off your rocker. You're crazy. But you know who holds the key to the connection to the spiritual world in my book? Our grandparents, our old heads, our ancestors. The ones that came before us, they hold the key. Because before they can even read a religious doctrine, they had to sit up and tell stories to each other by bonfire on how to heal. They didn't have to go to no priest or no church or no shit like that to know that if you mix honey, ginger with a little bit of whiskey and give it to a kid when they got a cold, it'll sweat that it'll sweat that sickness out his ass. That's herbal alchemy. Who's to know when my grandma used to sit up there and say, hey baby, I'm finna put that bitch in a bottle and she'll go and do what she gotta do. It works. How many of y'all still doing little small magical shit that your grandmama and grandparents taught you? But yet them people sat at home all day, never seen them go to a temple, a mosque, a church, a bimbe, none of that shit. And they sat on the porch and they kept the whole family prayed up, blessed, and everything. Even to the point of using Psalms out of the Christian Bible to get it done. Come on, y'all. If I can do anything while I got y'all attention on this YouTube audience thing right here, man, it's to free y'all mind, to let y'all know how powerful y'all is. How powerful we are. It's all about our imagination and making that cookbook, y'all. It's a damn book. It's what you choose to do with your life and yourself and your mentality and your emotions and your imagination that make all your connection to the spiritual world worth it. This book is called Drawing Down the Spirits, a story of possession. Did you know that you cannot be possessed by any spirit unless you give them permission? Some form of fashion, they'll come to you and they'll say, hey, can I, oh, my video just downloaded. They'll come to you and say, hey, I want a junction with you because of this. And they'll work your resolve down so low and they'll make your life so hell until you sit up there and say, fuck it, I just want this to end. Come on, be a part of me. And then they start living through you and running your life bad. But if you have the resolve to sit up there and ask them questions, why are you here? What am I gonna get? This not on the table. This is not what I want. They'll be like, nigga, this shit is too much. I'll go fuck with somebody else. And then they'll wait another generation to fuck with somebody else in your lineage that they think weak enough that they can take over. But you got to be willing to stand up and fight. And you can't sit up here and let somebody else and their religious doctrine control whatever the fuck you feel like you need to do. If you want to go outside, dance buck naked in the goddamn rain, and while you dancing buck naked in the rain, you tell your heavenly moon goddess, bless me with prosperity, luck, and joy, and charm, and kids, well, goddamn it, that's your ritual. That's you talking to your God, your spirit, your energy, calling up to the source who's gonna get the message, get the feeling, and they're gonna send somebody down to see what the hell you asking for. Listen, if it's one thing I'm gonna do, hey everybody, if it's one thing I'm gonna do, if I can, and if y'all will let me, I'm gonna drop these nuggets because I want you all to be fucking free. I want you guys to be free to sit up there to go in y'all backyard like they used to do in the old days, like my grandma used to taught me, and I love that woman to death, the love and light. Y'all just don't know that woman. That woman took care of me, y'all. And to sit up there and you guys can know what it really means to burn ancestor money, how the ancestor money should be burnt, what you need to dip the ancestor money into, who, hold on, who to get the money to, I don't believe in burning ancestor money because she never had to. But did she talk to me about it? Yeah. So I never talk about it because I don't know enough about it. I never experienced it. I never done it. But she used to say, but I know my grandma used to burn real money. She'd take a $20 bill. She'll put some prosperity oil. Look at me talking like they used to talk in old days, Earl. She'll put some prosperity oil on it, and she'll put some run devil run oil on it. Am I giving y'all a spell? Teaching time. She'll take a $20 bill, prosperity oil, run devil run oil. She'll wrap it up in a pine cone. She'll drop it in the pot, floor the water. She'll burn it. She'll keep adding to it until that bitch burn down to ash. That was a sacrifice. That was telling the devil, those evil entities, whatever you call out there, that, hey, y'all, you can't have all my money. I know you got a purpose to fuck me over. Message. I know you got a purpose to fuck me over and to make me lose. But see this $20? I'm going to let you have that $20. You're going to do your job. Now that you're doing your job, I need you to get on back to where you come from, who sent you. So all my other money and prosperity can flow. Come on, y'all. I'm an arrogant old nigga, yeah. Money, I'm just arrogant, right? Magic is not hard. You shouldn't have to go stand on your fucking knees on a bed of rice and go through all this goddamn pain to learn how to do what the universe and God has gifted you the goddamn talent to do. Matter of fact, gifted you the will to do. Hell, made it your ever-living birthright to be able to do this. That's one of grandma's spell, y'all. Y'all can have that. You watch it, do that shit once a month. Instead of paying your tithes to the church. Do that. Watch what happens. Blessing upon blessing upon blessings, everybody. I'm feeling myself, y'all. I'm doing this full time, y'all. Let me read some of these comments here. I got the camera turned a certain way. I don't even know what the camera... Oh, there we go. It says, wanted but wasn't sure. How correct. Thank you, Baron. I'm understanding. Okay, yeah. Ashe, baby. Got me a new ritual. You damn sure do. Grandma, that's from Grandma. Listen. Megan Nees, I love it. Listen, Jews all day long. Family, friends, tribes. I'm going to do this every day if it's in me. And at this time, 12 to 1, I'm going to try to come on here and share some knowledge. Share something. I got it up here. What the hell I'm going to do it for? Thank you. Thank you, Miss Brooks. Thank you so kindly. All right. I mean, these are small stuff, man. This is just the small stuff. Now back to this great ass book that I'm reading. It's scary now. I ain't gonna lie. When I started reading it, that mother scared me. I'm like, possession? I done seen the Amityville Horror. I done seen the Exorcist. I didn't want a bitch to possess nothing. But when you look at this book right here, and I don't know the author, they not paying me to rep it. I'm just telling you guys what I've been reading on. Drawing Down the Spirit. It's a book. I think it got some of my it's written by some of my Haitian people, man, my Haitian friends and Haitian brothers. Let me tell you something, man. I love everything about voodoo. I love everything about voodoo. I'm not initiated into voodoo, none of that there. But man, when you get down and you start looking at voodoo, this thing is so close to earth-based magic. It's unreal. The shit the TVs put out there, man, on this system is horrible. And they did it a disservice because it is so damn beautiful and simple. Simple. Oh my God. It's simple. I love hearing about it. I love when my Haitian friends talk to me about it. Just a beautiful system. And all of them beautiful in their own right, y'all. But my issue is if we have a brain, a conscious mind, and we have an idea, a thought, And if everybody can sit up there and tell us the meditate nam yam ko reikio, and we can do that and manifest, man, we are magicians on this plane. We control this earth. We are gods in this 3D. But then somebody want to come and take your power and say, you can't do that without me. You can't do that without me. You need my permission to do that. I got children. I ain't need your permission to fuck. That made me a demigod. Hate to sound so vulgar, but that's how I look at it. Am I making sense, everybody? We, as parents, we became demigods to our children from doing what we heard those before us did. A lot of people done made a hottie toddy, the basic of it all. A lot of people learn to rub that aloe vera on their skin when they got a sore. That's plant-based magic. That ain't a remedy. That's magic. Hold on. Here go another one. Here go another magical spell, right? Y'all ready for this one? Simple. Go out there to a field. You know where they get that orange clay dirt? Get that orange clay dirt, right? Put enough of it in a cup. Mix it up. Get you some aloe. Grind you up a cucumber. Here we go now. Aloe. Grind you up a cucumber with some of that clay dirt. Keep on mashing. It's going to be a little clumpy. Just got to get enough. You get that clay dirt, that cucumber, that aloe. You take a leaf and try to make sure like a banana leaf. I've seen them do it with banana leaves and stuff like that. And you take it and you smear it all over the part of your body that you feel a shadow person has touched. Oh, we getting somewhere. How many of y'all dream about shadow people? And when they touch you in your sleep, you wake up with arthritis in your hands hurting and elbow, shoulder, where that shadow person touch you because they drained a little bit of your life force. That's another topic. But you get that salve and you rub it on you. You wrap it up in a banana leaf. And you let it sit there in the sun and let it harden. Take it off. And then just take you a regular old butter knife, scrape it off. You just drawn all of that poison, toxin from what the shadow person put into you. And get this. And this is the reference to it. Now keep in mind, this comes from a Grammy. This is the reference to it. Go back to the earth from which you came. That's all you got to say. When you take that shit off and get that off you, go back to the earth from which you came. Shadow people are dead people, dead energy. And you telling their spirit, draw that shit up out you. Take that shit back to the earth from which you came. Another spell Grammy taught me. Small shit. I didn't need to go to no priest for that. That's some shit she taught me whipping back up. Oh, them shadow people ain't no fucking joke. Yep, your grandma called this sap. Yeah. What about weight loss? Oh. Grandma had a spell for that too, y'all. That's how I do my weight loss spell. I had to change it up so people wouldn't hurt themselves on it. But so, only thing you gotta do, you know what, weight loss spell? I'll leave that to the website because that'll go too long to explain and I'm a little winded. I'm a little winded with it, man. I get too long-winded talking about it. I'm gonna skip that one. I do apologize, y'all. It's Courtney get some red crushed peppers. I want to hear this one here. Get some red crushed pepper, put it in front of their door. Back to the earth from which you came. That's all you gotta say. Keep in mind, we kings and gods on this 3D, on this planet Earth. We kings and gods. Every spirit ever existed have to listen to us. That's our ancestors. That's angels, demons, deity. I remember when I said that in one of my videos back in the day when I first started this thing. I got so much smoke from the spiritual community. Oh, you dead ass wrong. That's your problem. You too cocky. You can't sit up there and tell ain't no Risha they need to bow down to you. Why the fuck we can't? If we could tell the devil to get thee behind me. You telling me we can't tell the regular spirit to do it? We can't tell a saint, we can't tell a demon or archangel. Hell, the Kabbalah states that. We control them. They need our worship. They need our energy. They need us to feed them sacrifices, or else they have nothing. Listen, if I can do anything for y'all, I think the battery gonna down this iPhone. Man, I left the cord in the car. If I could do anything for y'all, it's to free y'all mind from this trap of being dependent. That's it. Man, y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all could go to y'all grandmama right now, no matter how holy they are in the Christian church. Grandma, I'm having money issues. What you think I need to do? 9 times out of 10, they not going to tell you pray to Jesus. They're going to say, baby, go out here and you get this $2 bill. You write what you want on it. Here go another spell my grandma told me. Get this $2 bill. You write all around that what you want to happen. You write your petition on that $2 bill. You put that in the middle of Psalms, anywhere that talks about Psalms restoring you to your former glory. You put that $2 bill in that Bible, in that Psalms chapter, and you close it up, baby. And there you go. Magic is so easy and it's so good. You just got to be willing to take the chance to do it. Got to be willing to listen to your mind, your heart. Get over fear. I done dropped 3 gems with you guys, man. 3 good ones. You keep a $2 bill. I got one in my wallet. Does it have? Yes, it has to be a $2 bill. It has to be a $2 bill. Auntie, turn up. Auntie, turn up. Auntie, turn up. Miss Mom. What's that? Set it and forget it. Let the subconscious get to work, y'all. I hear that. I want to hear what you was taught. Ariel Smith. I was taught this one too. Grandma had one in her Bible. Come on, y'all. Shit. This is made to be given away. It's made for everybody to be prosperous, to gain, to grow. I mean, these are small stuff to keep you afloat, man. When you're back against the wall and your mind is gone. These are the small things that you can do. That's why they say, listen to the elders. Y'all pray to y'all ancestors. They'll come back and give y'all all of this stuff. You ask your ancestors, what do I need to do, ancestor? And you really quiet yourself, man, they'll start flooding you with spells from millions of years ago that they did, that they came up with, tried and tested, proven results. Hell, the shaman that sits in the middle of the goddamn jungle in a tent by himself because in some villages nobody want to deal with the shaman. The man ain't got to work. He get fed every day. They drop fish and offering everything off to him because they know he's going to do the work. But you know what they do? Know what happened when they come see the shaman? He'll sit up there and tell them, I need you to go home and do this. Do this every day, 7 days. Because we have power too. Some work the average man can't do. I ain't gonna take nothing from the priest and the alchemists out there. Some work an average person can't do. Somebody who has gotten the training and the proper, initiation, I get it. I do. I trust me. I ain't saying you shouldn't be initiated in nothing if that's where you want to go. I just choose not to. But it's some things that an average man can't do, and yes, you will need a priest to do. But letting a priest, a spiritual advisor, run 90% of your life is not where God wants you to be. It's not where Source wants you to be. They gave you a brain. In that case, you might as well be a robot. Let me flick your switch and turn you on. Let me program you to do this. Y'all get me? That's all. I was just reading this book midday, taking up some time to finish up this book. I'm on chapter 6. They say, how many chapters in this mofo? Because I'm going to be going for it for a while. Ooh, woo. Damn. Part 6, future. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm going to be reading for a while, y'all. I'm going to be reading for a while. I recommend you guys get this book right here. Again, I don't know the author. They're not paying me to promote this book or nothing. This is just some reading that I'm doing. And again, I would love for you guys to experience everything I'm experiencing. I got a whole library in there of books that now that I got the time, I can sit my ass down and carve out some time in the day and get to reading, get to educate myself again, get to feeling, get connected with source and spirit. You know, the only thing I can say, spirit has been real good to me from the friends I've met, from the people in my life, you know, from giving me the ability to be free to do this full time. And trust me, YouTube ain't paying me all that big time change. This is just how spirit has sustained me enough to be a voice, to do my purpose. And that purpose is, in my heart, I truly feel that purpose is to free all mankind from any kind of chains and shackles of any oppression. If that means stopping the prison, the pipeline to prison, and all that stuff, the prison to pipeline thing with in the black community, from hatred upon the Asians, even down to people doing hate crimes against the LGBTQ, you know, just shedding light on it and letting them know, man, that shit ain't necessary. That shit ain't cool. These are somebody, kinfolk, family members. They loved each other. They love, you know, these is life love stuff, and we need to get over our own fucked up personalities and insecurities and fears of the next man knowing more, gaining more, being more than us. That's all this shit boiled down to. And us spiritualists in this spiritual community, we have to get over that shit. You was taught a different way. Everybody wasn't raised in the same village, in the same area. And if they know something and something that that person got make a little bit more fucking sense than what you're doing, humble yourself and pay attention. Maybe that's the missing link to your shit. Maybe that's the missing link to where to get your spell work and your spiritual work to the next fucking level. Come on. Spiritualists, it's gonna come a time, and I'm telling you something, it's gonna come a time where they're gonna be going after us. Just like the great Bible say that in all the testament that they gonna be going after the Christians and hunting the Christians down, and the Christian been propagating that bullshit for all these years in that Bible, and Christianity is the the number one religion on the planet, second only to Islam, which is a derivative of Christianity. Okay? I ain't see nobody chopping off Christians' head just yet. I don't see nobody doing that shit, and we in the the 21st century. I don't see that coming, but I could tell you what's gonna fucking come. Those of us who embrace magic, those of us who embrace spirituality, those of us who embrace the earth, because that's what they're killing. They're killing our earth with this toxic pollutant oil and shit like that, and radiation and shit. When they start killing that, and we gonna have to come together, and we ain't gonna be able to drag our ass outside to pick no herbs to put in that spell. We ain't gonna be able to take no, we ain't gonna be able to go get a butternut squash and offer that bitch to Oshun. We ain't gonna be able to go out there to the goddamn ocean and go fishing, get us a fish from the lake or the ocean, and lay and cook it with some hornita and lay it at Shango's feet on his altar and pray to him and say, hey, Shango, here's a great meal with a glass of red wine, sweet that is, you know, bless us. When all that shit disappear, we gonna be suffering. But instead of us sitting up here fighting each other, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. My practice is better. That shit don't mean a hill of beans, because when they come after our ass and say, you are not accepting the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal savior, you is not doing it Islam way, you ain't doing it like this, and then they start cutting our ass down because we too separated and scattered, then what you gonna say? Now you're underground again. Keep in mind, the Salem witch trial wasn't just for fucking white witches. That shit for anybody spiritual. Heads off, drowned, set on fire. That shit gonna come back around. And if we don't have a united front in this spiritual world, that shit is gonna take us out first. Trust me on this. It's been done before. People converted to Christianity to have their life saved. That wasn't the end all be all. People converted to Islam because the Islamic people was attacking villages and towns all over time, and people had to convert or die. You watch how it's talked about in the movies. But as always, in all those movies, that lone spiritual person within that Islamic community, that Christian community, that Celtic community, that even the hero of every story need to walk his ass to get a potion, to get some healing, to get brought back to life. Come on, now. Look for the small details. And if we keep saber rattling and fighting each other saying who's the best at it, we dying, y'all. This spiritual based system gonna die because one, they killing our earth. And trust me, I'm not an old tree hugger. I just understand what nature is. Ecosystems, y'all. Y'all remember that. When they start taking away the shit that our spirits need to feed on, we can't sit up there and plug a fucking disk drive into them and say, okay, Ogun, even though you over technology. Okay, Ogun, here's your daily data chip.
Here's what I found.
I didn't ask you to talk, phone. Stop listening to my conversation. I guess I'm saying the right thing. I said the key words that made the motherfuckers die. Stop. All right, y'all. I get the message. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Serious. Hey, bitch, you said two. You said three phrases in one thing. You talked about the earth being destroyed and all. And it's time to shut you down, bitch. I get it. I get it. The computer wouldn't come on if I wasn't speaking the truth. If I didn't put 2 or 3 words together that it felt the need to interrupt us. So listen, for all us spiritualists out there, man, it's time to come together. My brothers across the pond over there in Dublin, Ireland, Scotland, Egypt, you know, we talk. This internet is wide. Our voices can be heard and we can communicate. Hell, message can be translated. It's time to learn from one another. It's not time to be isolated in our community to make so much fucking money that we can't spend it. What we gonna spend it on? A house, a car, clothes, hoes. Bullshit. Gotta come together. I learned so much from other people. Man, your grandma taught you this. This is what my grandma taught me. What? I will admit to you guys, I know nothing about stones. When it comes to gemstones, agates, everything I learned about stones, I learned from a friend of mine in Ireland. This lady talked about stones and put me on. Then I learned about stones from some of the brothers over here, and they talked and put me on. Now I know that I can use Unikite and all of my spell work to increase the spell work. Also, Unikite will stop people from lying to you. Did I just drop some more gems? That ain't even mine or my grandma. That's some shit I learned from somebody who deal with stones, y'all. I don't care if they hate me. I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. Look it up, man. This is life. This is what we do. This is sharing. This is caring. This is what we should be doing. Getting together, talking, conversating. This is what I'm about, y'all. The Baron. My Baron loves me. I love my Baron. My Baron protect me, and I'm gonna get his message out. All the gods, they care for all of us. Even the ones you think don't like you, they have a purpose in your life. Just like all the fucked up ass friends and relationships you made over time, they have a purpose in your life, whether it's to challenge you or build you, but they have a purpose, and this is what you need to do to get your purpose across, to get to learn the lessons and the facts that you need to learn, to grow stronger, better, faster, so when you leave this mortal coil right here and go up there to the heavens, you can have a conversation. They won't just send your ass back down to earth to be reincarnated because you don't know nothing. Did I just drop some more gems on you? You have to learn here before you could get up there and have a heavenly conversation, or else you'll be an impotent ass child and they're gonna send you back here to grow. So all this, I only do witchcraft, I only do Hinduism, I only do this, I only do that. You're missing the majority of the fucking story. And you're no better than me or a 2-year-old who can see spirits and smile. You're no better than a 7-year-old who could draw a picture and divinate from a drawn picture. You're no different than a 90-year-old sage that done been there, done that. We all the same. It's all about learning. Culture should not make a difference. Continent shouldn't make a difference. Principalities shouldn't make a difference. Likes, dislikes shouldn't make a difference. All right, this battery going low again. It just came twice, and I don't like iPhones, but with this iPhone, that means that this bitch finna shut down in a hot second. So everybody, I'm finna get out of here, recharge this motherfucker, and get ready to do a little work over here, editing some more videos. That's right, be open to all, V. All right, everybody like this video, share this video, cut pieces of this video that you want and share it on the social media because, hey, this is what the Baron doing full time, and I make no apologies for putting out there what my grandma taught me and what I've learned over the years. No apologies. I like that soca song. I got no apologies for my behavior. Never no apologies. All right, everybody, I'm the Baron telling you guys to trust the you in universe, because at the end of the day, you all you got. No final statement ever been said. Take care, everybody. God bless. Much love. Soul Tribe.